You there?
Testing. I don't know if I won't be able to hear it. I guess.
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay.
Hear
Turn
myself.
off my Nord.
All right. Probably just rock these for a little bit.
What?
Headphones. Let's think about it. It kind of makes it weird hearing your own voice. Start to think about yourself more. That's what girls do, man. They make you think about yourself even more than you should, you know?
Yeah. I remember the first time ever hearing my own voice through a video. It's like, damn, I sound like an idiot.
You get the noose out.
Yeah, pretty much. But no. Do you think though I guess when it comes to dating, there's certain girl voices that you can't put up with?
Oh,
the
yeah.
California, just the bitch voice.
The girl who has the raspy voice that sounds like I know exactly who I'm thinking of in my mind, but yeah, like a raspy voice.
I feel like a raspy voice is kind of attractive.
Well, you got some
you ever been
problems.
dating someone and it's like they get a little sick and they kind of have a little raspier voice. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of attractive.
I feel like girls have told me that they like the sound of my voice when I have a rough voice sometimes.
Yeah, it's like your morning voice. You're like, good morning.
But yeah, I guess you could go the opposite. A girl has a really high-pitched voice, you know?
But then you meet a girl that has a deep, manly voice, or even someone that's monotone. I think that's probably the worst. Someone that's monotone.
No emotions.
It's you can't tell really how they're feeling, or they don't have any inflections, and it definitely makes it challenging to kind of read between the lines.
I'm sure you have a lot of different people you deal with your job. Are there any monotone people?
No. Not really, but I was talking to... I've got this one client he's got a twin brother, identical twin brother. And have you heard that stat that it's 40% of people have that internal dialogue?
Where they talk to themselves?
Yeah, they kind of talk. They're having a conversation with themselves. There's a lot going on mentally.
No, I haven't heard that.
They say
crazy.
40% of people have that and 60% don't. So I was kind of being able to interact with 30 people consistently on a daily basis. You can kind of run some experiments a little bit and just get
some math.
Yeah, just get some surveys out there. And he said that he doesn't have any conversation in his head. It's just nothing's going on. But his twin brother does.
Well, that makes me think of someone who's really cracked out on something, or on coffee or Adderall or something, where they're just in their head so much.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that are on that, so maybe that's what it is.
But I don't know what it's... I feel like it's almost the same thing of I think just being curious, but you're in a football... When we went to the Cotton Bowl, you're kind of looking around and you're like, man, there's 100,000 people in here. Everyone has their own life, and they all came here for some reason, and it's just I don't know. You can definitely get overwhelmed with thinking like that sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think like that a lot, but yeah, if you sit there and think someone here is a murderer.
I don't know what
are the odds of
the
100,000
ratio.
people?
Yeah.
I will say, though, during COVID, when we were all stuck inside for so long, and then after that kind of broke up, when we went out to Nashville maybe the first time, there was a little bit of a hesitation to the social interaction.
Why?
I think it was because we were told that we weren't supposed to be around people, and also we weren't around people for so long.
You felt that personally, or you felt like everyone collectively was treating it that way?
Well, that was my personal experience a little bit, but maybe everyone too, just because we were isolated for so long.
Yeah, kind of lost the ability to socialize.
Yeah, going to the Cotton Bowl was cool. Great game.
Yeah.
I did sit back, and we're in a freaking tornado.
Feels good though.
I did sit back and think, like, dang, there's so many people here. And even, like, Cody, when we were walking in, he was like saying there'd be a terrorist attack at
Yeah.
the type of place
Yeah.
you'd never want to think about. But I guess he was in his head about that.
Well, at these big crowds, and I think there was you remember there was a shooting at the Chiefs Super Bowl parade last year?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was like out on the streets.
Some
Yeah.
QAnon guy.
No, I think it was some thugs,
Oh,
like people that were just packing, and then a fight started out and someone drew. I think some like citizens, fans that were there, like neutralized the guy, like brought him to the ground until the cop showed up.
I mean, have you ever seen a football fight in the stands in person? I've seen a lot on the internet.
Like, and
I've seen some people get slapped.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anything. You know, obviously there's been arguments and stuff and people yelling at each other, but in terms of like fists being thrown at a game, I don't think I've ever seen that. But I think if you fight at a sporting event, you should never be allowed at any other sporting event ever.
I agree.
Like, I think that's some of the stupidest, most embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. I watch those videos. I'm like, secondhand embarrassment. Like, I just
Yeah.
can't watch it because you're just such a fucking fool, man, to fight like that.
If you start a fight, everyone, even the players on the field, should stop and turn, and then the refs go grab you, and you have to fight in the middle of the stands or in the field.
No, then people would just be fighting all the time.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, it's mostly people getting drunk.
I saw
Arguing.
a video of a guy or a bunch of like girls that were, I think they were Eagles fans. They were following this dude wearing a Jaden Daniels jersey,
Yeah,
and they're getting up in his face real close to him. And it's like, jeez,
yeah,
it's very tribal.
it is. I mean, people will kill over that stuff. Like, literally, there's like, I remember seeing something about people talking about like New Orleans and like the Saints winning or losing dictating like the amount of crime
Oh my
that was taking
God.
place in the city. Which I don't know. I'm sure you can find some data point on that, but I think if your team sucks, people are pissed off. But if everyone's
Yeah.
winning and it's like there's some city pride or something, maybe that changes it.
Do you think Kansas City's gonna three-peat?
No, I think the Eagles win.
Really?
Yeah, I think the Eagles win. I think it should be a good game, but I really hope the Eagles win. I'm just so tired of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The cheating, the Taylor Swift, the Travis Kelce. I'm done.
Everything about it just
Yeah.
pisses you off.
I've got nothing against Mahomes other than the State Farm commercials. Like, those are really fucking annoying. And I think he does like a Subway commercial too, and I'm like, I know you're not eating Subway.
Yeah,
so,
well, making his money.
Yeah. But why is there never, I've always asked myself this when, you watch all these commercials during these games. And like, obviously it comes down to like, Pepsi and Lay's and all these companies have billions of dollars to spend, but there's never any like there's never like an athlete like showcasing something that's like legitimately healthy.
For an advertisement?
Yeah.
That's interesting, yeah.
Like even Subway, like, yeah, go get yourself a sandwich, but like it's not good quality by any means. Taco Bell, McDonald's, like there's never
It's interesting.
there should be like an athlete on a farm with a farmer. Talking
No.
about like free range eggs. Like why can't that be a commercial?
Well, probably because there's no money involved with that.
Everyone eats eggs.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, some people don't want the cholesterol.
Yeah.
They want their HDL to be low.
Yeah. You ever eat egg whites?
Hell no.
Yeah. I get my clients that ask me that. They're like, should I be eating egg whites? Or like, I'll ask them what they do for breakfast. And like, oh, I had 2 eggs and then 4 egg whites. I'm like, ditch the egg whites. Like, just eat the eggs.
People
Like,
are brainwashed a little
yeah.
bit.
People still are afraid of red meat. They think red
Yeah.
meat causes cancer. And yeah, it's sad.
That's probably. Do you think that's the biggest like misconception? Red meat, cholesterol, or do you think it's like whole grains?
Grains, probably.
'Cause-
Like which one's more detrimental or which one's, I guess, more mainstream?
What do you think's more dangerous? Yeah, detrimental.
I'd say probably the red meat, honestly, because most people are protein deficient. Like
Yes.
you're looking around and everyone's got much more fat.
Dude, every girl I talk to is like, yeah, I need to eat more protein.
Yeah.
I have a deficiency. It's like
Yeah, I mean, they don't.
they have an empathy for the animals.
Yeah, until they're eating their fucking chicken nuggets and.
Did you hear about the story where the plane crashed and I think it was in Chile in the mountains and they ended up starving to death, almost to death, and they started eating people.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like a human story because really I feel like everyone in that situation, there'd probably be people that would just off themselves, but I would probably eat someone.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like if I'm gonna die, like yeah, give me some calf muscle.
It's like day 20 and you look over at Ben and he's like staring at you a little bit
Yeah.
weird.
Salivating.
You probably want to go for the fat ones, right? What if
I don't
human
think
meat's
that-
good?
I mean, that fat would not taste the same as the fat off of a ribeye.
No, and you'd have to cook it. That's weird.
Well, one, like, I don't even know how long before the body would start like decaying. Like, how fresh would the body need to be to eat it? Probably within a few days, right?
I don't know. I mean,
I guess it depends on the weather, maybe.
yeah, probably. And
Like
they were in
if-
the cold too.
Oh, so then it would probably frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I guess people can't you eat raw? Can't you eat meat raw?
People do. I mean, I follow a few accounts on Instagram, like the raw meat experiment, or raw chicken experiment. I can't remember what his account's called, but he would like post videos, like a 90-day challenge, or like day one until I get a stomach ache, and he's literally just taking a bite out of raw chicken breast or
Oh, jeez.
ground beef or whatever, and
That's kind of dangerous, huh?
it's definitely dangerous. But people are trying to kind of prove the point that you don't necessarily have to cook your food, but I don't know. I don't think that's really that smart.
Yeah, I thought the whole deal was like we learned how to use fire and that like helped have more nutrients or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the stone ape or something, stone ape theory, or when was that? When fire came around?
Yeah,
As a tool.
their brains expanded,
Yeah.
and then they found some cow dung.
Yeah. What was that monkey from Chaka? From Land of the Lost? You ever see that? Yeah, Chaka. Yeah.
Dude, when's the last time you seen a movie like an actual comedy movie in the theater or one that came out recently?
Probably that Ricky Stenicki.
That's up there for me. I love
Yeah.
that movie.
Ricky Stenicki. I mean, I don't know. The last comedy movies are just different now. They're just not the same level of comedic humor. They avoid certain jokes, and
Yeah.
everything's too PC now.
There was a time period where, yeah, like I saw a movie, Queen Latifah movie on Netflix. It's called Road Trip, and
That already sounds terrible.
it was with Ludacris.
Yeah,
and,
that's bad.
You can get away with some comedy, like there's a lot of racist comedy in there against white people. Like,
Yeah,
and there was a time period you could get away with that. I feel like you should be able to.
you should be able
It
to.
just shouldn't be a double standard.
Yeah. Yeah, everything is like, yeah, we don't have to get into all that, but yeah, some of these movies nowadays, and that's why like I don't watch anything Disney. You know, there's just certain brands now that have completely gone away from good storytelling to satisfy a DEI quota or a
Yep.
diversity quota.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if you just make the good movie, that's all that matters.
Agreed.
Yeah, now they can't do that anymore.
Have you kept up? Do you know who Sean Strickland is
Yeah,
in the UFC?
he's fighting tonight, right?
He's fighting Dricus tonight, and it's a rematch. But he's the opposite of censoring. He's like
Yeah.
in the UFC's the opposite. They don't care. They had a fighter, Bryce Mitchell,
Yeah.
come out, and you sent me this clip, but he was talking about Hitler, saying how he was kind of a good guy, and dude, it's like Dana came out and said it was the dumbest shit he's ever heard.
Yeah. Well, Bryce is he's like a very vocal Christian, right?
Very. He's a flat earther. He also thinks that he's got some opinions about the Jews.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of that on Twitter about Jews, and is that on your Twitter
That's
too?
definitely within my algorithm.
It's like kind of like weird. Like, are they trying to like? Why is that being pushed so much in the algorithm?
I don't know. I mean, people say that it's like Twitter or X is now like a Nazi, anti-Semite location for people, and I think with the bot farming and the engagement farming, I think that creates a lot of. You could even say the same thing about what Kanye's been tweeting. It's like people can say whatever they want, and yeah, that's freedom of speech, but if you have a promotional contract to get impressions and engagements, like, yeah, people are going to say controversial things to generate attention towards them. I don't know how many of these people actually believe what they're saying.
Are you saying that Kanye has like a deal where he needs to?
I'm saying that could be on the table. Like,
Yeah.
people obviously make money off of views and impressions, so.
True. Did you see what he wore to the Grammys, or his girl wore, or didn't wear?
Yeah, I don't understand that. Bianca or something.
She looks so much like Kim, in my opinion.
Yeah. But it almost seems like a humiliation ritual. But then there's like videos of her, and I think she spoke a few times where she's like, I'm kind of making some of these choices too. Like,
it's not all yay.
Yeah. But that's just bizarre. She's naked.
Yeah.
And we're wearing see-through dresses.
She's pretty attractive lady.
Yeah, but that's not modest.
No, not at all.
A modest lady is more attractive. Like a Sydney Sweeney. She's like the rights savior. Female savior.
She's she's in Hollywood. Are you sure she's on the right?
She did a commercial for Sasquatch deodorant.
Really?
Yeah.
God. She your number one crush right now?
I mean, she's definitely attractive.
Yeah, I've seen some movies with her, and
What's your all-time celebrity crush, you think?
Put me on the spot.
Yeah, don't name the Disney artist.
Fuck, I don't know. I mean, I used to like Blake Lively a lot.
Yeah.
I saw a movie with her. It Ends with Us. Blake Lively and Justin something. This like Greek-looking guy, big nose. They're in a big controversy. Have you heard of it? Yeah.
No, I haven't heard of this.
I was watching Candace Owens.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, Candace Owens is my celebrity crush.
Really?
Yeah.
I yelled at her once in person in Nashville.
Her?
Yeah. She walked by and I kind of ran behind her and yelled at her and said, "Candace, I love you." Because they host the Daily Wire in Nashville.
She's out of the Daily Wire now.
Yeah, this was like 2022 maybe, 2021. Yeah.
She's good.
She's
really intelligent.
Very passionate.
Yeah. Anyways, but that movie with Blake Lively, she just doesn't. I don't know. She doesn't have it anymore. She's got more of like a manly vibe. But basically that movie, she said that Justin, coworker guy, and they're like in sex scenes and they're falling in love. The movie's a romantic comedy.
Mm.
She accused him of some shit on set.
Really?
Yeah, and there's a conspiracy behind it because Blake Lively's married to Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. And
people have said Ryan Reynolds is a psychopath.
He's a psychopath?
Yeah, like basically he was on set all the time after that happened. It would, allegedly happen. And then the conspiracy is that Justin owns the rights to the movie.
Mm.
And there was some weird vibe there. And then basically for the sequel, this is just like theory, but she wants to make the sequel or something. And there's something in the contract with Candace saying that he can basically relinquish his rights or have them taken away if he is accused of something that's not in line with like good character.
Oh, so there's potential that she may have made some false accusations in order to get the rights to make the next movie.
That's
In
that's what they're
short.
saying. And
Well, that's not. I mean, it's possible. I guess wait till the facts come out, but almost
Yeah.
kind of these women lying about shit, just getting. Yeah, I mean, you see all the stuff with Joy Taylor. You see all the stuff with Joy Taylor at Fox Sports.
she was
Yeah, she was sleeping with the boss, and then sleeping with Emmanuel Acho or whatever his name is, Acho, and like she would sit on these sets and like.
to get a job.
And this was also kind of like a weird. There was certainly a transition within like sports media. I mean, sports media has changed a ton as of recent, but especially with these talk shows where they're like putting. You got 2 or 3 guys and you got a hot girl
Yeah,
to be the mediator, and it's just like
it's
I
the
don't
formula.
know. It's just kind of weird, but yeah, Joy Taylor, she was on Fox Sports first, and sits on here and preaches about integrity and getting into these positions because she's a woman of merit and all this bullshit. And first of all, somewhat of a nepotism because her brother Jason Taylor's a Hall of Famer, played for the Dolphins.
Oh yeah.
And so, not to say that she doesn't know anything about sports. That's not what I'm saying, but like obviously this thing comes out and like she's sleeping with people to get to these positions and then belittling the other females within the organization to, keep them from mentioning anything.
Well, here's the thing, because honestly, I'm sure a lot of girls would do the same thing. Like if you think about Harvey Weinstein,
Yeah.
and basically Margot Robbie's in all of his movies, and everyone knows what he was doing. And so, I mean, what are the odds? I would bet money that she had to do something for those
Margot
roles.
Robbie.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't he? He's like, all right, you have to blow me. You have to do X, Y, and Z to these other people. And then, like, the hottest one, he's like, no, it's all right. It's fucked up, but
Yeah.
she made millions and she's famous, world famous. But
Yeah, she was in like every movie for a long period of time.
it's just kind of low life activity.
Yeah, I don't know. That could be, but then you could say that same thing about everyone. I mean, it's kind of the same. Maybe that's just how it works to get to the top of these things, because it's almost the same thing with
P. Diddy.
P. Diddy. It's like, oh, you want to become the best, or yeah, Justin Bieber, for example. You want to be a star? All right, like bend over.
Dude, it makes you question, like, is Justin Bieber even talented?
I honestly think Justin Bieber is like one of the most talented. He's got like some freaking pipes, man. He can sing really well.
Well, I guess, like, you think about it, like, he's an example. Yeah, he's got talent. There's got to be other people that just, like, literally just sign the deal with the devil or whatever you want to call it, and then now they're famous and they've got.
I mean, but we were kind of growing up when we were definitely in our younger teens when Justin Bieber, and it was like Justin Bieber and One Direction. Like that was like what was going on. We went to the Justin Bieber movie.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
But like he was dominating, and
Never.
it was also like really. I mean, he was like kind of our first child star. I feel like to kind of.
Yeah.
Well, this is a kid who's like the most famous in the world right now, and then you don't even realize that he's 13, 14, 15 years old. And then all the stuff starts coming out. He starts posting some weird pictures. You remember the Yummy song and the music video associated with that?
No.
So he released this song called, first of all, he'd been posting like all these weird baby pictures like on his Instagram. Yeah, just like babies like eating, just like some gross, weird stuff.
What?
So he releases this music video to the song called Yummy, and it's really bizarre. Like, we'll have to watch it, but
Weird.
it's pretty much like there's these child performers like at this like ball dinner gala or something. These child performers wearing lots of makeup, and there's like all these weird colors and stuff, and distortions, like faces being distorted, and there's all these grown people, like old people, gross, fat, ugly, and they're like taking these kids, like they're interacting with these kids, they're stuffing themselves with food, all this food, all this gluttony. Yeah, it's like a crazy music video.
I gotta watch that.
And at the very end, the song is over, and I think Justin Bieber's like in the dining hall by himself. It's trashed, and all the kids are gone, all the adults are gone, and he's kind of like singing the song. It's like yummy, 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 and that's like, to me, like that was almost his cry out of like child pedophilia and like all this deep dark stuff going on. Because you watch that and like you can't come to any other conclusion. But it's like, it's some weird stuff, really weird stuff.
Yeah, you wonder, like, well, obviously there's a lot of shame if something like that happened to you. And, like, I couldn't even imagine how that is to, like, come to grips with that and, like, tell someone. Like, I'm sure he's only told a handful of people. Maybe his wife.
Yeah.
Maybe his mom. But at the end of the day, like, it does sound like a cry for help. And now it's come out that, like, yeah, he'd, like, stay over at Diddy's house. And, it's
Yeah,
messed
he
up.
definitely got groomed by Diddy.
And Usher was what?
Yeah.
Because Usher was the one who found him, right? Or, like, kind of brought him to Diddy?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then you also got to, like, think about Justin Bieber's parents.
That's right.
Like, what do you know, some of these parents that sacrifice, and you can even say so now with YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and these parent influencers, just like, what type of relationship does that create with your child, or what type of bad exposure are you potentially opening them up to?
Yeah, you wonder, like, how much she knew and kind of maybe she felt like, oh, he's a celebrity, like, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm making money, like, I'm famous, like, now I never have to work. No, Justin, you can,
Does he
come
have
on, you can handle it.
Where's his dad in this whole process?
I don't know if he was ever in the picture.
Yeah, that's because that's a part where, like, yeah, you need someone with common sense. Like, you need the male figure in the family to stand up for, and really, like, to understand that there's evil people.
Yeah.
And in certain situations, things can happen if you're not, like, vigilant.
Yeah.
That's scary to think about when I have kids, you know, like, just, like, not even thinking about it before, but, like, now it's like, dang, like, letting your kid go over to someone else's house. It's kind of hard to, it's scary.
It is scary. Going to school, sending your kid to just some school with random adults. It's
Or
like,
like summer
8
camp.
hours a day for, yeah.
Boy Scouts, the church.
Well, that's what they say about people that do this stuff, is they hide in plain sight.
But they're around children
Yeah.
most of the time.
They're people that are considered leader figures within communities, trustworthy. It's the same thing why, you know, churches can be dangerous places, and you hear about a lot of stuff. School teachers. Same thing, Jared from Subway. I don't know if you ever watched that documentary.
No.
Oh, it's disgusting. Like, he was a fucking pedo from the very beginning, and just people couldn't come to terms with the fact that what they were seeing was actually what it was.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he was going to schools, he was teaching these things. I mean, he was like he was a star.
Like, that type of person, that's where you get into a conversation of, like, if it's confirmed, like, that you did all those things to kids, the innocence of a kid.
Death.
Yeah, maybe you should.
Public.
Why should we pay for them to be in the prison system?
Yeah. Public execution, national TV. Make an example. You fuck with kids, like, there's no second chance.
The only part about that is that, like, if they could fake, you know, they like fake putting child porn on some people's computer. That's like kind of like a thing.
Yeah.
They want to get you out or something like that. Or just the fact that you can't be 100% certain. But if you are, you know what I'm saying? Like, people will be on death row that were innocent.
Yeah.
There was a guy on Rogan that went with Josh Dubin, the attorney who was working on people on death row that have been wrongly convicted. And he had this guy on. They got him out of prison for murder. and he didn't do it. And then it came out that he did do it, and he murdered someone like the next week.
Yeah. I remember listening to that episode.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. You never really know. I mean,
Yeah.
you've probably come into contact with someone that's killed someone in your life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really in an industry like that. Like, if I was, like, working in construction or oil field or something like that, where you can be a felon and work.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
that would be crazy.
I mean, obviously, I would kill someone if I had to. If someone was about to kill me, I saw a video of a guy. He was sleeping in his apartment with his girlfriend, and then this burglar broke in and shot his friend on the couch, and then was like went into the room, and the guy like hears it and wakes up, and he's got his gun, he's in his underwear, and the guy comes in, and he's like, psh, psh, psh. He shoots him, and he gets shot like a couple times, and but he shot the guy, and the guy left, and he ended up living, and the girlfriend got shot in the bed.
Holy shit.
And
Did the friend die downstairs?
I'm not sure about that, but it was something I saw on X. It was like, fuck. When I see some stuff like that on X, it's like I know it's gonna fuck me up, and I'm like, I'm watching, I'm like, ah, fuck.
Yeah,
I don't wanna
seeing
watch
a lot
it.
of people dying on fight videos, especially from like the Ukrainian-Russian war, like drones just dropping on people. It's like a crazy.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know if it's
Desensitizing.
good.
It's not good. I don't think so.
I don't know if it's good.
But is that like that's kind of the trade-off with having like information to flow so easily? It's like you're gonna see some bad things.
Well, that's kind of what Sean Strickland was saying about Bryce Mitchell,
Yeah, he said he got like radicalized
Yeah.
by X.
which makes sense.
No, I mean if you're seeing something every day, like you're eventually gonna subconsciously you're forming your own bias.
That's
And
right.
you're kind of like taking on those viewpoints without only just because you're reading it 1,000 times a day. And then it's like, okay, then you see a video that kind of like solidifies that, and you're like, all right, now I guess it's got a little bit, because it's so emotional.
Yeah.
It's like one thing could happen, and you've all of a sudden got this super strong stance on this very controversial topic.
Dude, I know. Even for me, like, I watched one of Hitler's speeches in English,
Yeah.
and it's like a good speech, really. It's a good speech. He's not talking about like doing the things that he did, but
Yeah.
he's like talking about a lot of like very it's easy to like understand why someone could be like, "Oh wow."
Yeah, he was talking about like
It's very charismatic.
restoring German values to Germany and
Yeah.
the people there at the time. I mean, in the 30s and 40s, that's what they wanted. But yeah, obviously got kind of misled on that front.
Yeah. Did you have you seen all the stuff with USAID?
Yeah, USAID.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And it's only like, I think it's less than like 1% of the total U.S. budget, government budget or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in
So
terms
it's
of
not
all the
even-
funding. So it's like they found all this corruption off of like a very small percentage of what we actually spend all of our money on. And like people are upset that like, I don't know. I've been trying to stay off X a little bit more.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of easy to get enraged, but yeah, if you spend a lot of your time, think about it, like if you're spending every day looking at something negative, really will affect your overall well-being.
Eventually there will be a day where there's no social media. You think?
Jeez. When we're all controlled, we all
Yeah.
got a barcode on our forehead.
Yeah. But dude, I think like especially that Paradise show, and there's
Mm-hmm.
you know, they had that Civil War movie. There's like another kind of apocalyptic
The
movie.
Obama movie.
Yeah, that was Leave the World Behind or something.
Yeah.
It's like the silent disclosure. It's like all these things are being put in front of your face, and so then when it does happen, you're like, okay, like you're not shocked. And that's what kind of
Yeah.
scares me sometimes. Because what if that Paradise show is like legit? What if that was 10 years ago when they first had that idea, and it leaked out, and some Hollywood guy's like, I'm going to make a TV show about this.
Fuck, yeah, it's... Well, because the whole Paradise show is basically that something happened on planet Earth where it's not safe to, like, breathe in the air, so they go live under a mountain in Colorado.
Yeah.
And then the guy ends up... They send scientists out, and they have, like, a photo op of, like, all right, they're going to go investigate, see if anyone's living out in the world, and they can breathe the air. And then they send out their henchmen to go kill those guys. And they're like,
Really? That's what happened?
yeah, like, they had like 4 scientists, and they're sending them up back to ground level to go see what they could find and how, you know, the world is gone. And they sent, like, their mercenaries.
Sinatra sent?
Yeah, Sinatra sent Billy up there, and he sniped him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was the bartender's wife. And he was sitting there in the bar looking at the picture of the wife, and he's just stoned.
And she got sniped?
Yeah, he hunted her down. And then he didn't kill her on the first shot, so he had to finish her off with the pistol. And she's like, no, you can breathe the air.
They've made a few of those shows, though. Like, Silo is another one. These people live in a silo below the earth, and it's like
God.
the fear tactics of, oh, you can't breathe in this air.
I did watch that one. Was that with he was like the psycho guy, and it was like his daughter, and he was building the thing the whole time, and he's like, something's coming, I'm seeing visions. He was schizophrenic.
I don't know about that one.
Okay, well, there's a movie like that, but...
Yeah, but that's just like, what if all that stuff's actually true? Remember that 2012 movie?
That scared the hell out of me.
That was like... I remember that day. I remember the day so vividly because I definitely thought the world was going to end. I 100% thought it because that movie scared the crap out of me. And I think as a kid, like growing up, I had a huge fear of like anything apocalyptic. Alien invasions, Battle Los Angeles, that one movie scared the crap out of me. And, but I remember it was like December 21st or something?
2012, yeah.
Yeah. And you had a basketball game, a high school basketball game. And me and Dad and maybe Cal drove out. It was like 30 or 40 minutes away. And I remember we went to the game and I texted my friends that night, like, hey, like, I don't know if anything's going to happen, but if it does.
Love you guys.
Because I went to bed pretty much not knowing if I was going to wake up the next morning. I remember I fell asleep watching King of Queens. And I just woke up and I was like, okay, all right.
Another day.
And they're like, wait, they got it wrong by one day. It's actually today.
Oh, it was the Mayan calendar.
Yeah. And there was another time we had a baseball tournament, and there was this older dude that had somehow gotten a spot on a news show or a talk show, and like said that he had predicted the world to end, and he was like, I know I'm going to be right. And it was like May 6th at like 5 p.m. And I remember I'm in a baseball tournament like waiting for the world to end.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was fucking scary.
I would get scared at the people. Like, we'd go to, like, Six Flags or something, and the people up front would have, like, the big picket signs saying,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the rapture's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Repent. Those would
Yeah.
freak me out.
Did you ever see that dude at the Parks Mall in the food court that was, like, always reading his Bible or writing and taking notes?
Mm-mm.
Dude, it was especially whenever we had that class at the mall.
Oh, you
Sports
saw him there?
marketing class. I saw this dude what seemed like every day for like 2 years straight. He was just at this table, older white guy, and he just had his Bible and stacks of like religious books and was just there all day long.
Fuck.
And I was like, what is this dude like preparing for?
Figuring something out.
Yeah.
That makes me think of LSL
Yeah.
with Matt.
Yeah.
He'd be like, Cody would be like, I found the cure.
Yeah.
Who knows? Matt might have been he might have had some bodies in his apartment.
I mean, he was wearing those freaking like stealth boots,
Yeah.
combat boots. Yeah, those are people you got to look out for a little bit.
Yeah, I was watching a movie. I went and watched a movie by myself at the Parks Mall, Conclave, like last year, like Christmas time, and yeah, this guy came in and he was just like this teenager. He had like a school shooter vibe. He had like long hair and was wearing baggy jeans and a jacket. Comes and sits down, and then like halfway through the movie, he gets up and goes not the way that you come in. He goes out the other way and goes forward to the screen.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was there for like 10 minutes. In my mind, I was like,
He just was hanging out at the front of the screen.
I've never gone forward on the left side, so I don't know what he was doing. And then he came back, but I was like, in my mind, I was like, I was expecting him to have a gun. And it was kind of freaky. I was like, well, should I get out now? And
yeah,
then,
like what do you do in those scenarios?
Well, I remember one time I saw a movie with Justin Locke. I think we saw Creed.
Mm.
And we saw it in Arlington Highlands, their theater, the Studio Movie Grill.
Oh, yeah.
And
They had some good wings over there, I think.
yeah, Austin used to work there.
Really?
Yeah, he would.
The one in the Highlands? Okay.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Because we'd go watch some movies. But Justin brought like a crossbody pack and he had his pistol and we were like 17 or something. Well, no, we were probably 21.
Yeah, you had to have been 21.
Yeah, surely. What else is going on?
Just living life.
Seeing a female.
Seeing a female. Finished a third date. It's a good third date. It's like a nice progression. And I think,
That's good.
yeah, like everything.
That's what you want.
Yeah, you don't want to go so fast into something. Because I think even we talked about this. It takes so long to really get to know someone. And
Yeah.
kind of being a little bit more sacred with, getting physical. And it's like there's no need to rush anything. Like being able to control your lust.
Yeah, the self-control is a huge thing. And especially if you really like the person, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I saw this funny, I meant to send it to you, but it was like, if you can control your lust, you realize that like 99% of females are really stupid. But
Well, we're pretty dumb too. It's chasing around. But there's people that do semen retention.
yeah.
And that's like a huge thing. I think it's called Kundalini yoga or something. Where
Really?
Yeah, they like do like deep breath and they're like imagining their freaking semen going back up into their brain.
What?
Yeah, dude. Look it up.
I don't believe in that. So that's like taking it another level from the No Fap Club.
Well, I don't know about you, but have you ever been like so freaking horny where you just like can't think straight? And then like
As in like having like blue balls or just like walking around like
you can't even accomplish anything. Just like
Yeah, I've definitely been there. Or you're just like
it's
walking
not a good
around.
place to be.
You're walking around and you're just like, damn, like I need to fuck something.
And then you look at the same girl you're thinking about, you're like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Not
It's-
that attractive.
I mean, you get horny and like you start to like, dude, I'll do anything right now. Yeah, and you kind of wonder, I mean, because there's definitely like super like sexually adventurous people. It's like they're doing stuff in public or
Oh God. Yeah.
like dressing rooms. I mean, like, I feel like you got to be spontaneous sometimes.
I think I caught someone one time when I was on a hike.
Really?
Yeah, I walked around the corner and these people like were scurrying off, pulling up their pants.
Like a guy and a girl?
Yeah.
Where at?
I think it was in Cedar Hill Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like, let me
dude,
join.
when you, yeah, it's so barbaric. It's like, this rock looks good enough. Yeah. What's the most risky place you've done it?
Jeez. Let's just say Risky. Oh my god, dude! I was thinking about this last night. Actually, I was alone and lonely. Just like being a kid and like in high school with like your girlfriend or whatever, just being at like her house when her parents are gone, and just like that feeling. Like one time she was like, I was like, "Where are your parents?" She was like, "Oh, they're gone. They won't be back." And then it was like somehow the dad was like on his way home.
Oh shit.
And I was like, I said my prayers.
Yeah.
That would be actually the worst. I would love to hear a story about that, being caught by the dad. That's how people die.
Yeah. I mean, I almost got caught that one time. I
Oh,
told you
yeah.
that story when I drove out to that girl. And her dad chased me down in my car.
Your windows were tinted. You didn't see him approach.
Yeah, he like appeared as soon as he got straight to my face. But yeah, that's...
Some rage.
Yeah. You got to be careful with that.
No, I mean, maybe episode 2 we'll get into that.
I don't think I've really done anything super risky.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Got to be respectable.
Someone was saying, this tattoo artist yesterday was saying, or the day before, he was like talking about, this guy's crazy. His name's Chucky. He's one of the artists there. He's really good, but he's been through everything in life. Like he went to jail for counterfeiting money. He worked on these like oil rigs after as part of like his prison sentence, and he was building stuff for the military, and he saw a dude next to him die. The oil or the pressure was off, and this like manhole cover like shot up, and he wasn't supposed to be hooked to the manhole cover. You're supposed to hook to something else, and so it went up and then shot down and crushed this dude next to him. Cracked his head open, and he died. And then one time this guy was like reaching up, and basically these two like things grasped the pole real quick, and they were this guy wore like some baggy gloves, and his finger got caught in there and like pulled it up, and he ripped his whole lat, dislocated his shoulder.
Oh my god, dude.
We were talking about it because that's the type of job that you get paid like 6 figures right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because of how dangerous it is. But what I was saying was, what were you talking about? Because I knew
We're
he
talking
had
about sex or something.
Oh yeah, he was like, we were talking about freaking infertility and everything, and like a lot of red pilled stuff. He's like, yeah, like most people don't know it, but I tell them it's like you get tattoos, you're getting a lot of heavy metals in your body. And he was telling me about that. I was like, oh yeah, whatever. But he's like, maybe like he was going through the theories of why there's less babies and everything.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, like in reality, all the environmental factors like keep building up in your body as you get older, and it's even harder to have a kid because of that and all the factors that we're having to deal with microplastics and everything.
Yeah.
He's like, well, yeah, that's usually like when you're young and you get drunk and then you get a girl knocked up, that's when you get pregnant. And it's because, well, he's going through some trying to have a baby and everything, and he's older. And yeah, it's almost like, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
It would suck to find out that like you can't have kids.
Yeah, would you adopt a kid?
I don't know.
You adopt a black kid? Like Michael Chandler?
Oh yeah. I don't know. I mean,
There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with adopting. But I think for my own sake, it's like, you want to have your own flesh and blood. You want your name to continue on. So
Yeah. Your genes.
I think at the end of the day, I don't know if I would do everything in my power to figure out how I could make myself fertile if I wasn't.
Like,
And then if I realized I literally had no other options, then I would consider it.
yeah, I agree.
Or I'd just get more dogs or something.
Yeah.
I just have a ton of dogs. But having a kid would be... Like having your own kid will be crazy.
Yeah, it's like your own working process, just seeing how they develop, teaching them everything that you've learned throughout life.
Yeah.
One day, Mom.
One day. And then they're like, Daddy, I'm trans.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's when you gotta call it quits.
That would not be good.
That would suck.
What if you had like quadruplets? It's just like, all right, I really only want one kid. You get fucking 4 of them.
Can't you sell them off?
Yeah, probably to Barack Obama or something. Get
the
Joe Biden to come
adrenochrome.
sniff them.
God, thank God they're gone.
Yeah.
Fucking liberals, man.
What?
Fucking liberals.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
We love all people.
Love everyone.
But there's some people that don't deserve love.
That's true. George Soros.
Elizabeth Warren, Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi's helping my stock portfolio, though. So kind of have a soft spot for. So what do you got going on, Ben? What's going on next week? What's your schedule like? I feel like we should kind of recap, kind of keep it consistent on the podcast, talk about some things. Where you're going, what you're doing.
It's normal work week. I don't really think I have anything. Just back to training hard, getting my sleep right.
Nice.
That's kind of it. I really don't have much else going on. It's kind of just locking on and to what's in front of me right now with building up my client base. Probably need to be doing a little bit better on my social media for my training, but can't film it. Can't film at Lifetime.
Really?
Yeah, which is good. I like it that way. But yeah, other than that, just kind of chilling.
Nice.
What about you?
Just doing the same old, same old. I'm trying to get this certification for my job and basically hoping that they put out an online course because like the classes are all like throughout the country. There's
Really?
none in Texas right now. And this lady on the freaking thing is keep telling me like check every day. I'm like, I'm checking every day and there's no new courses uploaded, and it's just I'd rather have it scheduled and figured out now, but other than that, it's good. Just trying to figure out it's life. Life is good though. Life is good. Reading a new book. Book is really good. It's all about like mindset and self-image and subconscious stuff. It's really good. You should read it here after I'm done.
What'd you say that one was called?
Psycho-Cybernetics.
Oh yeah.
It's so crazy how powerful the mind is. It's like we all had the moment where we're like so worried about something that we think about it so much in the negative aspect of like what's the worst thing that's going to happen. Like if you're having to have a presentation for a class or something, or you're having a meeting with your boss or whatever it is, whatever the case is for someone, you overthink it and then you think about the negative so much. And so in turn, that's like setting your subconscious up to like have those negative anxiety and fear. Whereas if you think like it's going to be great and you stay on the positive mindset, your body is going to be relaxed and you're going to feel confident for it. And it's really like, I mean, it's kind of like duh, but at the same time, it's like, it's kind of like manifesting in a weird way.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to give some bigger presentations or speak in front of groups before, and you know, it's like that. You get that shakiness a little bit, and you can feel it in your voice too. It's like I feel like I'm talking really fast. My voice is really shaky.
Yeah.
And then you'll ask. I remember I had this huge presentation in college, and I was only one person could present for the group, so I was kind of representing my entire peers for the grade. No notes, nothing. Had to stand up in front and like speak for 20, 30 minutes about this book. It was like the 13 rules of like how to be a good manager or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I prepared like really hard, like did everything I thought I could do. But I still remember even being up there, like shaking, like felt like I was like,
It's
just
intense.
going like 1,000 miles per hour. And then I finished and got like a standing O and asked a few of my, like, did it seem like I was talking fast? Like, no, dude, you sounded great. And it's like you get that, and it's like, so I wonder if that's just like your own self-perception of,
Yeah.
I feel like this is going not as well as I want, and
Yeah.
your body starts emitting some of that fear and anxiety. But that's all just that's literally all internal.
It's all internal, and I've struggled with that too, because in college I was a part of a student-run business, and
The sake stuff.
and part of it was we had to recruit people, so we go into other business classes, like freshman classes, which are like the large ones, like the large auditoriums, and basically explain like what we are and what we do, who we're looking for. And it was part of our deal where like we had everyone's name on an Excel spreadsheet, and you had to do like freaking five to 10 or whatever it was. And I was just like, oh God. In my mind, I was like, oh fuck, I don't want to do that.
Like just go speak to one individual, or
No. It's like you literally before the class starts. It's like you and a buddy. I did some solo ones too. You'd go in front, you'd log into their computer like you're the teacher.
Oh yeah.
And it'd throw up on the screen your PowerPoint or whatever, and you just had to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
And it's really intimidating, but I think with practice I got better at it.
Oh yeah.
And they talk about that in the book too. It's like if you're good at conversating with like your group of friends, like 2 or 3 people, and like there's no issues, and you're a good speaker, a way to think about it is like you're just talking to a bunch of your good friends, like in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And it's helped a lot of people. That's what the book says. There's another cool thing the book says was that the power of the mind. They had these people do a grip strength test.
Yeah.
And this guy maxed out at 100 pounds grip strength. And they had him meditate. They put him in like a hypnotic state. And they had him meditate like, I'm the strongest person ever. Like, I'm so strong. And like some stuff like that. And then he broke it. He got like 125 pounds after he did
Dang. Yeah. The mind.
Closing in on an hour.
Yeah. It's been an hour.
Yeah, it was good.
Damn.
I like podcasts because I want to get back into it. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah. Something good to stay committed to. Talk. I think we could probably find a better, maybe, I was thinking about doing like girls have like a book club?
Yeah.
Like a guy club.
Go.
Okay. Yeah, you're not invited.
No, that'd be cool.
But I've been like wanting to do like a trivia too. It's like kind of just being a part of like somewhat of a small community, like joining like a local trivia night.
That'd be
It's
fun.
like every Tuesday night or something. Like you're going to go to this bar and,
Yeah.
it's just, I feel like that would be kind of fun.
That would be fun.
So maybe we need to figure some stuff like that out in the area.
Let's do it.
And call it there
Same time next week.
sometime next week.
All right.